How's it going, everybody? Ramon here at Wahoo Surf Films. I'm here with
Kailey. Hi.
Kailey, and she's a surfer right here in town. Which break is your home break?
Rock piles.
So
yeah.
She's a rock piles girl. So if you come to town and you surf rock piles and you see her, throw her a shaka. So
I'll try to smile.
Yeah. So tell me about yourself. What got you into surfing?
I've always had a lot of respect for the ocean. I was previously employed as a dive master, so I spent a lot of time under the waves.
Yeah.
But something always kind of drew me to waves. I paint, and I mainly paint waves, so it just kind of like, I don't want to be cliche and say it, but it's a lifestyle for sure.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So when you say you paint waves, like, so you do like wave-inspired art?
Yeah, I just like to find kind of untraditional themes to paint on. I'm working on like a really big pipeline painting on a mirror.
Yeah.
That looks like really trippy because you can see yourself in pipeline.
Yeah.
And just like on little old Polaroid films as well.
Cool.
Just kind of anything I can get my hands on.
Wow,
yeah,
I wish I knew that. I would have had you like bring something to show it.
Yeah.
So if they want to check out your art, where can we go to see your art?
I'm still working on marketing myself and setting up my own Instagram. Yeah, I have my private Instagram account, which is a joke on Indiana Jones.
So how long have you been surfing?
I'm a COVID surfer. I started like a year ago.
Really?
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
That's
And
amazing.
I just really got into it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And you've been hooked?
I got the bug. I got the bug really bad.
So did you start on like a soft top, or what type of board did you start on?
Yeah, I honestly started on a friend's old longboard.
Yeah.
And just kind of really enjoyed it, and started more on like tongs and at Publix.
Yeah.
And moved closer to here, and just like started going more and started becoming a little bit bigger part of the community here, and knowing people's names. And once you start meeting friends, it's addicting because you want to see them and have fun and catch waves together. It's always fun seeing smiling faces in the water that you know.
Awesome. So wow, COVID surfer, that's amazing. That's going to be like a new term for, I think, from 2020 on out, for people that actually picked up surfing during COVID, because if you guys know or not, actually here in Hawaii, during COVID, surfing was one of the only activities where you could still go out and, you know, freely not have to wear a mask and be in the water and, you know, kind of escape the monotonous and the craziness of being locked indoors every day.
And socialize.
And socialize.
Yeah,
exactly.
Outside. It was,
exactly. So, and it's crazy because I was still shooting Sisters of Surf, so at the same time we would always joke and say, like, you know, life feels like, you know, things feel normal while we're out in the water, but then once we paddle back, it's like, you know, we're back to reality, like, whoa, you know, okay, we're in a pandemic again, we gotta put our mask on, and, you know, so on and so forth. So just being able to surf and being able to be out there was just like super amazing. Yeah,
it was so fortunate too to be able to experience like just locals only, and like, you know, no tourism, no like random people in the water. So that really built on the community.
It did, because you know, you were meeting people that actually live here and not, you know, running into tourists, or, you know, nothing against tourists, but, you know, just running into random people. So actually getting to build an actual community. So, but you had already had a connection to the water, you know, through diving, you were saying? Yeah, okay, awesome. And how long have you been diving, or what got you into diving?
I started diving in high school, and kind of did my first dives, I think it was 16, and it wasn't until 18, instead of going to college right away, I ended up living in Thailand and became a dive master. So that's really how it started, and just lived there and lived the dream pretty much.
That's amazing.
Dove every day. And
yeah,
it was great.
Wow. So you're a brand new surfer, but with time, where do you feel surfing is going to take you, like in the future? What are some places you would like to go to surf? You know, once you get to that point where you're like, okay, I'm ready to travel again and take my board with me?
That's a hard question, mainly because I feel like it would be my art that would drive me too. Yeah, because there's so many gorgeous breaks that I just want to paint and just see in person and get really inspired by.
Yeah.
And then be a kook on later.
Yeah.
Art first, surfing second sometimes. Yeah. That's a hard question. Anywhere, visit friends in California and do like a little girls trip into Mexico would always be fun. Australia would be a fun one. That's always high on my list to go.
Definitely. I've never been there, even though it's closed, it's locked down again. Unfortunately. So.
One day, maybe.
Right. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So, tell me about your first wave. What was it like when you got that first, rush of adrenaline? You actually stood up. What beach was it at? And just talk about that experience.
I think it was at Tongs, and I always kind of joked that like, oh, I don't know, like I'll always be a diving girl, like that rush of just being underwater and having that whole other world. And then you stood up and you're kind of like, oh, like this is fun.
This is it.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I was just ruined. Like, why did I do this? Now I'm hooked. This is gonna be expensive later down the road. Then you just like start getting better and you start to go fast, and then you start getting on bigger waves.
Right, learning how to trim and walk back and forth and gain speed and slow down.
Yeah, just sharp turns, just all of it.
Cool. So next, go ahead and talk to me about your board and your fin setup.
This is my new baby. I pretty much just got it before that last big swell. I had like 2 days of like more sizable waves to try it on and get a little bit of a feel for it before things got big. But it's a 7.6. Not a true egg, but I still call her my little deviled egg. With a single fin, just to make things a little bit more interesting.
Okay.
She's pretty new, from like a young shaper named Duke, and I'm just super grateful to have it and just to play around on her. Probably the first wave that I caught, instant smiles. I just knew I was in love with the shape and everything that he did for me. So yeah.
Awesome. So thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thank you.
I hope to see you in the water one day.
Yeah, you'll see me smiling.
If you have a love for surfing and Hawaii, consider becoming a Patreon member, as this would not only support me, but help me bring you more behind the scenes content, stories, and action from around Oahu.